So, welcome back, guys. I'm assuming this recording is going to work because, as usual, window capture isn't working. I'm actually going to open this up. Actually, do I need to? I probably don't even need to do that. So, I was just checking to see if there are any mod updates in Lspdfr, and I found something interesting. And it's that Lspdfr 0.4.2 has been released. Um, Apparently, there's a bunch of new features, including protective ballistic shields, which I have to be completely honest, unless it's going to be a long duration call, which I'm assuming they're expecting to be added in through mods, I don't know why you would use one because everything is pretty quick progression, or you are moving consistently and aren't, like, you're not on the ground, you're in a car or something. Um, and the ability to flash a police badge, which I also don't understand unless, once again, you're having longer longevity things, it's more investigative and stuff, like unless there's a new mode or whatever, for a detective or something like that, or for like increased like heist, like being the cop version of like a Pacific Standard job or whatever. I don't know why that would be an option because yes, that's a cool option to have, but at the same time, really obvious. Like if you guys watch the gameplay that I have, and even from other channels, you'll know that there's not exactly a way to actually, like, there's no point to it. It's interesting, but it's not useful whatsoever. Um, and aside from that, apparently there's a number of bugs that have been fixed that have been reported, which I'm hoping one of them is when you get someone to surrender, they stop glitching out. I'm hoping that's not a mod issue because that's really sad. Um, and there's new changes to the point 4 API, which means that developers are going to have a lot more access. And they've also, and this is something that I've been going after for a long time, mostly because it's a pain in the ass to do it otherwise. There's a garbage truck outside. Um, is the pause menu, which has been made, it has a massive improvement, which is apparently the first for GTA mod, is you can seamlessly configure Lspdfr keybinds in game using the same system as the game itself. So in GTA 5, if you play online or whatever, you have all of the options for being in the car, being in the plane, having all those separate key bindings and all that, and being able to change the keyboard ones in the game, and if you're not on controller and all that. Apparently, you can do that now in Lspdfr 4.2. Now, clicking on the first link for the release notes, because there's actually two links. One of them is for the wiki for some of the new features, and the other one is for everything. Which goes through the default of some antivirus software programs marketed as a virus. So you have the original. Actually, they have an extra thing here. I think it's different paragraphs. They're built the same, but it's different paragraphs. I thought they were the same. So we have bring sweeping changes to that they've been going through over the years through Lspdfr 4, and not able to provide full release notes. So this is something that BeamNG even did a couple years ago. They started putting everything on the dev blog page, and they were actually able to make it so that they could, do various things. And Lspdfr has been doing the same thing. The what's it called? Um, they admit that there's been a lot of issues. Um, they've made hundreds of fixes in this time, and in the few months for testing point 4, and they tested things that can't be done in a controlled environment, which everyone knows. When you have mods, you can't exactly do things in a controlled environment because they're mods. It just doesn't work that way. Apparently 0.42 was a big release, and they want to do it right and get it out as soon as possible, unlike with car releases like the Super. And I'll never forget the fact that I wanted to get one, and now I want the GT500 Mustang because it's, dream car. What's new in version 4.2 is The protective ballistic vest that can be equipped. The ability flash police badge to remove your wanted level when off duty. No way, that's what it's for? Okay, so when I was mentioning the police badge being useless before, it was because of a logic standard, because why would you do Lspdfr if you're off duty? But this is so that if you're off duty and you get a wanted level for, the inconspicuous reason of because something happens and you have to fire a shot at someone, and you happen to get the wanted level like you would in GTA 5 Online, because someone's robbing a store or whatever, and you start shooting at them, say, not that you in GTA Online you would be defending the shopkeeper because you would rob him anyway, but you get what I'm saying? This gives you the ability to remove your wanted level by flashing your badge. That's sick. I never would have thought of that, because normally not off duty in a cop mod. Fully configurable keybinds using the game's pause menu, like GTA 5. Extensive API changes and improvements for developers and stuff. New animation systems for many of our Lspdfr point 4 actions, including the police radio, flashlight, and interaction menu actions. Miscellaneous changes. I gotta sneeze. I don't know why. Reveal hidden contents. I love that. It goes through the 6 main things. Actually, yeah, 6 main things, and then it says please see below for full release notice to show it hidden content. So it goes through the some of this is going to be repetitive, but added new ballistic shield feature accessible through the interaction menu / inventory. So interaction menu and then inventory. Is there even an inventory option in the normal pause in the interaction menu? I thought that was only in online. Added flash badge option to the interaction menu. Added intimidate in brackets says hand on holster action to the interaction menu, which I'm assuming eliminates the fact of you having to warn the person. I think it's supposed to be a more realistic version of warning the person, like you're going down if you run, sort of thing. Added the ability to aim a weapon while using some of the police radio actions. Now, here's the thing: is that the first thing I go to is when I was playing. Actually, was it yesterday morning or a day ago? I think it was actually yesterday morning, and the there's a situation. I wish I was recording it because it was freaking epic. But I was getting attacked, and I was using my radio to call for backup or a tow truck or prisoner transport or something, and you can still fire your taser, it just doesn't look realistic, but you can still fire your taser or your gun while you're using the radio with your gun down. I guess they probably fixed that because you could do it anyways, but I guess the whole animation and visuals have been changed. Added chest radio action to the police radio menu, so I guess if you have a mic on your chest, you can do that. Added a setting to the interaction menu to choose which character to use on game mode. Wait. So that means that you can choose, if you have multiple Lspdfr characters, I'm assuming it is, you can decide that in the interaction menu for next launch. That's cool. Slightly increase the default ambient traffic density during pursuits. So you'll have more. Which I can't say is a bad thing, because on the downside of that, half the traffic in the game is idiots because they're AI and they don't do things properly anyways. But on the upside, it's more realistic because how often do you do chases in the game and they don't have a lot of traffic. Added a simple viewer for character stats to the pause menu. Which, did you have, I swear to god you had that option in the normal pause menu for the game. I know this is all Lspdfr stuff, but I can't remember if you had one for that, or if you had to be in online to have that option. Because I know there is one. I just can't remember what menu it's in. Fix an issue where gunpoint takedown on arrest were difficult to perform on certain suspects due to movement speed fluctuations. That's probably what I was talking about earlier with the glitching. Which, depending on what the cause was, I'm just watching that gameplay. I'm like, that car pissed me off so much. Fix several issues relating to chase suspect vehicle physics when the player's vehicle makes contact. I gotta say, one of the rarer things I've noticed, either that or it's really common and I just haven't noticed it as much, but I guess when I download that, I'll figure out the difference. I might, you know what? Chances are, because this is Lspdfr and it's really direct what it's actually going for. It's not like BeamNG where you can't show off 4,000 changes or 2,800 changes because most of them are in the scripts themselves. I might actually do a comparison video on this because I can't do that with iMovie. It's one of those maximum things I can do. It's like the farthest I can take it. Sort of pathetic. Fix several issues. Nope, already did that. Pursuit menu now shows the correct values for various chase properties when changed outside the UI. UI being user interface, so rereading that. The pursuit menu, which is if you press R3 on a controller, I don't know what it is on keyboard. The only thing I use keyboard for on in Lspdfr is the running after someone. I don't know what it means. I don't know what that really means. Because that means that a value's been changed in the thing, but I don't know what exactly that would be pertaining to. Reloading keys no longer displays the already bound message when loading for the first time. Wouldn't it make sense for it to, though? Because if it's already bound, why would you be allowed to do it for something else? Wouldn't it make sense to do it not after the first time instead of on the first time? I'm sort of fixed on that one. Fix the bug where a vehicle from a local agency instead of a player's current agency was used for traffic stop scenario. Or traffic stop spawn scenario. So that's basically saying that the correct agency will spawn. So you won't get LSPD and LCPD or whatever it is. You won't get Paleto Bay or the sheriff and LSPD responding to you at the same time. If you call for backup, it'll be the same department you're with. Which I'd like to know, which it might even be in the thing continued. When you are on some calls for resisting arrest or whatever, it'll be an FIB case or an IAA case, and you'll know because it'll be that dark guy with the suit, and they'll be running after the guy or whatever, and then you'll come up and you'll arrest the guy, and then they'll just walk away. It's not a cop thing. I'd like to know if that's related or not. Fix the bug where police cars spawn for ambient control did not have their configured livery or extras set. So basically, vehicles that police vehicles that are spawned in ambiently, like part of the environment, they don't have the right specs. Fix the bug where liveries were not saved correctly for vehicles. Didn't know that was a thing. I don't use liveries. I don't care about them because the only difference is for the liveries, unless you have a mod menu, like unless you have the specific vehicle mods for Lspdfr that change the actual looks of vehicles and replace certain vehicles and stuff, which I can do now because I have online and the different things set differently, so I can watch them separately. I don't see how that would be relevant because if you look in the base Lspdfr and stuff for like the vehicle liveries and stuff, the changes you can't even see without looking for them because they're just the number changes or the location for the vehicle changes that are on the side of the door. That's the only changes there are. They're not really worth anything, which is why I never do anything with them. Fixed an issue where you could fire a weapon while using an Lspdfr menu. So you can no longer fire a weapon while using the Lspdfr menu? Wait, what is the Lspdfr menu? Is it talking about the pause menu, or is it talking about, like, the interaction? I don't know what the Lspdfr menu is. Unless it's talking about the Lspdfr section of the pause menu. I don't know what it's talking about there, but apparently you can't fire your weapon now. Fix the crash when saved inventory weapons are removed from the game. So your game will no longer crash if you decide to betray one of your firearms that you hold so dearly. Fixed a few possible crashes in the downtown police station. Please God, tell me it's the one by the bridge. Please tell me it's the one by the bridge. I'm so sick of that glitch. I'm so sick of that crash. Because it went from crashing to glitching out and then having the possibility of crashing, but you couldn't fix it without quitting the game. There is a way that you can fix it, but even then it didn't really work that well. I'm hoping that's what it's talking about, because that was a pain in the ass to deal with. I dealt with that like a day ago, or yesterday, and I'm just like, why? Fixed an issue affecting backup units where each officer in a unit had the same underlying configuration. Example is gender or outfit. So it's basically saying that the backup units that are affected by mods or whatever it may be um, don't look identical anymore. Fixed an issue with the police computer vehicle lookup. So the police computer and vehicle. Fixed an issue with the police computer vehicle lookup, where vehicles with liveries return incorrect ownership data. Fixed the bug where characters that had never been on duty were selected as a random character, hence breaking scenarios where they are supposed to be on duty. That would make sense. Fixed the bug where valid police, love my English. Fixed a vehicle where valid vehicle models were discarded as invalid for ambient police station spawns. Probably because they didn't match what it was already at by default, so it was overwritten and it glitched out. Watching the gameplay and I'm just like, why? Fix some visual issues with our user interface menus. Gotta be honest, I don't know what it's talking about. There's always been things for me. Fix an issue where Lspdfr menu keys were still processed while the RPH console was open. Fix the bug where the player could report crimes when dead. Never happened to me, mostly because you die. Can't do anything. Game frozen. Fix some issues with AI speech and voices that resulted in some speech lines not being played. Never had that issue. Fix the bug where extra numbers in the garage menu did not reflect the actual extra name, one too high, in brackets. I don't understand what that means. Fix an issue where the wrong key would sometimes be displayed to call in a pursuit. The only way that would make any relevance is if you're on keyboard, because if you're on controller, the keys aren't listed anyway. It's like CSGO with the keys not being listed normally. The only difference is that if you look at the documentation, you can find it. And very easily. So, fix the strange issue where occasionally a pet would disappear when asked for their ID. I've been there. It's like, can I have your ID, please? Okay, have a nice day. Oh, I was there a couple days ago. That was hilarious. Fix some issues with our game event managers that result in some ambient vehicles behaving too aggressively around the player. That would make sense. Fix the bug where officers called as backup would sometimes not respond to melee attacks against the player. I have rage quit because of that sometimes, because it caused me to die, and the problem with dying is that everything goes away. Like, it's so stupid. Like, it just goes away. End of story. That's it. It's so bad. It makes me rage. Especially when you have two vehicles, and or two people in a vehicle that get out. One of them has a melee weapon, the other one has a gun. And they're shooting at you while the other person's attacking you, and you're trying to get behind the vehicle, but you're also trying to get in a position where you can get the melee person and take them down without dying from the gun. Which, if they're in an automatic, if they're using an automatic weapon, you're screwed anyway. You can't really get out of that. If they're using a pistol or something like that, very, very easy compared. Fix the controls problem where interaction menu actions could not be performed with the controller. Added new variables, which are, let's see here. It's written as like a rough code, so we have we have what looks like an ambient response. So for officers that are like in the ambient environment and they are responding to a chase. Same thing, only for an area base and an ambient spawn. For the max number of cops in an area. Added console variable, which looks like it's a game blip thing. It's a hiding game blip thing. Oh, to stop Lspdfr from hiding various story mode map blips. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yes, I'm just gonna try downloading it on my phone. Love it. Let's go to the API. I'm just following blind links here. Is it gonna end? Probably not. Now that Lspdfr 0.42 has been released, this topic should serve as both an update on the changes and a discussion about them. If you have any questions, if you like, yep. Added PED contraband. Can PED be pulled over? Clear PED contraband. Get callout friendly name in brackets. A callout's friendly name is used for Lspdfr sync to be displayed instead of the internal callout name. Get PED contraband. Get pursuit exclusive agency strip name and all that stuff. There's a lot of them. All that stuff, if you're a developer, you can just look up on the thing. You have to follow a couple links, but you can find it easily. Let's go back a couple. Oh yeah, that's gonna make it easy for me. I know you're knocking. So if you go to the if you go to what's changed and you go to the bottom link to the wiki/lspdfr/.04/features, it gives you pages that are about each of the things probably in discussion because it's a bloody wiki. So if you want to read all of that individually, go for it. I can't wait to download this. I like keeping my downloads organized for mods because they trip me up like constantly. Like the first 2 days I had Lspdfr at like in this session because I didn't play it for like 4 months. I couldn't remember how to do anything and I had to look everything up again. So this will be interesting to download because I've absolutely no idea how to do it. I'm gonna let my dog in now. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna be having a differences video coming out because, well, why the hell not? It's gonna be pretty interesting. I really want to try the off-duty thing with the badge because I've never been off-duty and done that. So I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoyed and peace out.